I really enjoy working with folks who are dealing with anger because anger gets such a bad rap in society. There's so many anger management programs, and we're always told not to be angry, that it's negative, it's destructive. But it's actually a survival emotion. It's one of the most important emotions that we have, and it can be so detrimental to try to like stuff it down. It only makes it worse. And I like to work with people in a way to listen to the anger. We don't let it take over and burn down the house, but how can we control it and contain it so it can keep us warm and cook our food? And what is this anger telling us? It's often telling us that something is wrong, either externally in our past, in our present, and that we're not okay with it. And we shouldn't be okay with things that cause us anger. Sometimes we're angry about the wrong stuff. But how do we bring it in and really listen? So I like to work with people, I guess, with overwhelming emotions. Not that I like that they're going through it, but I like to help someone understand what they mean and how can those emotions be their teacher and their friend instead of something that they're running from. I also like to work with folks who are going through self-esteem issues. Society is very negative. Our families sometimes have been very negative, and we learn this really cruel way of talking to ourselves or tough way. And I like to help people see that there's another way. And the ways that we talk about ourselves that seem automatic are often constructed and not genuine or authentic. So how do we soften that, and how do we talk to ourselves in a really good way that makes us see who we actually are? I like to work a lot with men, particularly young men, who have got all of this really confusing information about anger. I think it's changing now in society, which is lovely, but for folks, over 25, there was a lot of messaging that the only way that you can be a man and deal with emotions is by being angry. And it's shifting now, and anger is not so much promoted, but what's the in-between there? How do I learn how to deal with my emotions? The only way I know how to deal with them is frustration, anger, feeling overwhelmed. So what's that telling us? It's telling us that we don't have the coping skills to deal with emotional pain. We're going right into anger because anger covers up more vulnerable emotions like weakness, fear, pain, sadness. So how do we listen to anger to learn about that pain and sadness underneath? The jaw clenching, the shoulders, that's anger, or it's something, and anger might come in to cover it up because anger might say you're not ready yet to cope with that. We don't have the skills to be so raw and vulnerable, so I'm going to protect you. Anger is like the protector almost, but we need to let it know, thank you for your time and service, but you're not going to benefit me going forward anymore. You're going to hold me back. So how do I create a safe space to talk about this fear and vulnerability in a way that I can tolerate and handle and feel safe? It's all about safety. Anger comes up when we don't feel safe.